Hi, everyone. My name is Peyton. I'm coming to you from the North Georgia, Tennessee line. And tonight is Tuesday, and I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about intimidation and being intimidated and how you should never let anyone intimidate you. Um, I'll start with the story. Way back in the day, I transferred into a school and instead of like a middle school where you went to like an elementary school that was K through 5 and then a middle school that was like 6th, 7th, and 8th, and then a high school, this district was different. You went to an elementary school which was K through 7, I believe. And then you went to finishing school, which was 8th through 12th. Well, so I went from an 8th grader being high man on the totem pole at a middle school to like the lowest man that you could get, even lower than a normal high school, because at a normal high school, freshmen, which are 9th graders, are the low man on the totem pole, and they have got a full year up in on the 8th graders. So that sucks. Secondly, the school that I transferred into was very cliquey. And on my first day of school, a bunch of girls surrounded me in the bathroom. And I looked in the mirror at them, and I swear to y'all, there was over 8. I think there was like close to 20. But I could have also been, because I was like in a new school. So I could have just been like, oh my God, there's 4 million of them all of a sudden. Like I could have had an inception moment. But anyway, I guess the leader of the pack says, what did you say about my mom? Mind you, I didn't say a word the entire time I was in the bathroom. So I looked at her and I was like, I didn't say a word. And I just turned around and continued washing my hands. And she takes a step towards me like she was going to punch me. And I don't know why. And this may shock some of y'all. But very calmly, and this is back when mirrors were probably still made of glass, because I can't imagine they would still do this and be made of that material anymore. But I very calmly punched the mirror, grabbed the largest shard of glass, spun around, almost stabbed the girl that was coming towards me because she almost walked into the shard. I didn't almost stab her. She almost walked into the shard. I was in the same spot. She was trying to get me. And she goes, whoa. And I was like, do any of y'all have any other questions? And I was known as the crazy white girl from that moment on. That was my first day of that school. But when I got home that night, my dad was like, how did you cut your hand? And I told him, and he was like, oh, okay. Then I also told him followed that up with, you told me never to get bullied by anyone, ever. So I didn't allow it to happen. And I think right now in this era, we do allow that to happen to us. And we need to take a step back and remind ourselves not to be intimidated. There was actually an emperor back in the days before Caesar in Rome who told a senator not to show up to court. And most people would have been like, okay, won't show up, thank you, to the emperor, because that's like their king, president, whatever you want to call it. And instead, this senator says, well, I have to show up because it's my job. And the emperor says, okay, well, just don't say anything. And he goes, all right, just don't ask my opinion. And the emperor says, well, I have to ask the Senate's opinion. And the senator looks at him with zero intimidation from him and says, I can't lie. So I know you are not expecting me to do that. Well, the senator did go to the hearing. And the emperor didn't like what he said when he was asked questions. And so he died. But he lived his life and stood up for himself and his word. When he did, like, he chose to go, one, tell the truth, two, and then die for a cause, three. And I'm not saying we all need to, but I'm just saying that while he was alive, he made a conscious choice of doing the right thing no matter what it cost. And where I got this inspiration was from that book, Courage is Calling, from Ryan Holiday. And one of the things he also says in there from W.E.B. Du Bois, there's a quote that says, it is preferable to stand tall in a mud puddle than to lick boots in the parlor. And oh my gosh, y'all, it's so true. Like, I don't know about y'all, but it makes me feel better that I do what I can, even though I'm the smallest fish and I can't do a whole lot, than going somewhere where I'm a smaller fish looking for a bigger fish to help me. I would rather be a helpful fish. That also made me think of the book of Revelations, chapter 6, verse 2. And I like the amplified version. You can do whatever you feel more comfortable with, but I thought of this verse the same day I read that chapter about not being intimidated. And it was, I looked and behold, a white horse whose rider carried a bow and a crown, and he rode forth, conquering and to conquer. Y'all, we could be those white horses and we can ride to victory wearing crowns. I love y'all so much. And again, it was Revelations chapter 6, verse 2. And that was the amplified version. I can also tell you the New American Standard. It said, I looked and behold a white horse, and the one who sat on it had a bow and a crown, was given to him, and he went out conquering and to conquer. I don't know if y'all know what happens when you rank as crown princess, but Joni gives you a crown. So it's true in heaven and it's true in our company. And I believe that we all are going to conquer this world as long as we stay helpful and be that helpful fish. I'm not saying you have to stay the big helpful fish in the small pond forever, but do what you can in your pond before you swim up the stream in search of a bigger pond. I love y'all a lot. And I hope y'all have a great rest of your Tuesday night. And I just, I want to remind you that September's creeping up on us quick. It's creeping up quick, y'all. And I wanted to remind you that even though we have just the month of September to accomplish those goals for leaders, also the month of August is there's still quite a few days left in there. So take advantage of it, y'all. Don't let September intimidate you. I love y'all.